everybody on the train?
So my first question is, what goes into the making of each song? I know they're probably all differing, but like in a general sense, how do you start writing?
Well, why don't you go ahead, Saber?
Well, usually it starts off with me writing the whole song out on bass and then presenting it to the other band members after I've decided that I like it enough and I've worked on it to the extent that I need to work on it. And then I show it to them, the whole thing through, and see what they think and if they like it. And then we start going through it piece by piece, 15 to 20 seconds of the song, so they can figure out their parts and what they want to do and figure out if we should change parts or make it different. And then just keep doing that until we get it all done, and that's pretty much it.
At shows, do you stay pretty true to the songs, or do they kind of go off in different directions?
Usually we try and stay as true to the songs as possible.
I think when we kind of started the band, there was an idea of maybe having some more kind of like improvisational areas, but no, that really didn't stay. Everything's pretty much written out. I mean, like, I'll play like a different solo on various parts and whatnot, but for the most part, every measure is accounted for. There's no timing differences ever. If there are, we did something wrong. So
Me and Ian especially, I think, try and make sure that we're playing the same things so we can keep it going fluently and keep us all on track and know where we're at, and let him do his little diddlies when he wants to.
Cool. So I understand that you name your songs just by the number, and what are you up to right now?
18?
yeah, 18 songs are written out, but I mean, he's got, what, 3 songs?
I've got up to 22.
And I've got a song ready to go. Ian's got a song he's been working on, so we've got pretty much almost 25 songs written out by now.
Okay. Would you ever break from that tradition of naming by the number?
I think it'd probably get more confusing if we started naming our songs now. So far it's worked out pretty well.
Cool. Cool. What's the brief history of the band, and how long have you known each other?
Me and Ryan have been playing in bands off and on for 7-ish years, 6 or 7 or so. We were in a couple different bands and a jam band, and then I've been doing some other projects, and I met him through some friends and kind of pulled the two dudes together, and we just kind of started jamming in Saber's basement, and then came up with our first few songs based on just kind of what we tried recording every jam and then turning those into songs, and we did that for the first while, and then recorded our first EP, and then now we're here.
That was kind of the thing. I mean, it really came out of this, like, let's all get together and we're just going to jam and it sounds really good, you know, and then, like, things had kind of coalesced. One was written that way. And there's a couple other songs that kind of came together through just, like, improvisational jams, which we still do, like, on a fairly regular basis. And those are pretty fun. But it just didn't stay, and it's interesting. But
It's good, like, practice for us to, like, play well together, and it also lets, like, little riffs and fun parts come out easier.
sure.
And then we'll remember them and be like, oh, maybe we should put this here. This might work out a little better. That's kind of how Seven's beginning started off. We had, like, a completely different beginning, and I was, like, sitting there just, like, diddling around, and they were like, oh, we should just do that instead. I was like, okay, well, we can just do that instead, I guess. Similar things with 10 have gone that way, and yeah, it's very interesting.
Cool. So I understand you also released an album a couple months ago.
We did.
What's the reception been with that?
It was September 6th was the official release date, so it's actually been like a couple of weeks. We did a 2-week tour immediately following that, and we sold a pretty decent amount of merch at every show that we played on tour. Whenever there was actually people there, we sold a pretty good ratio of people there to people who purchased a copy of the CD. We sold quite a few at our CD release show as well.
I don't think anybody's actually reviewed it yet. And I'm kind of curious what, like, you know, a professional reviewer would say about it. But
And there's a independent blog site in New York that's supposedly going to post one at some point, but
yeah,
it's a friend's brother.
no, I mean, yeah, everybody who's heard it seems to really like it. But
Positive feedback, which is always reassuring.
yeah,
What's your own opinion of it, the end result?
I think it's good. I think it's, especially for something we did ourselves, it's really good. I mean, you still listen to it and you think to yourself, oh, I should have recorded this a little bit differently, or I could have played that take a little better, or I could have EQ'd this, or should have compressed that, whatever. But, I mean, I hate to admit it, but I think George Lucas is kind of right when he says you never finish a project like that. You just, like, abandon it, even though he ruined Star Wars. But it's true. I mean, I think you just got to end somewhere, and I think I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. So
And we should, hopefully, with all our stuff that we continue to make after this, we won't be completely satisfied, so we'll continue having that drive to make our music better and do it better next time, and continue learning from the experiences that we've had working on it. So hopefully that'll continue to happen.
Cool. And do you have any new material for this week's show at the League Column?
We haven't really written up a set list. We have 2 songs that aren't recorded yet, but we played them live before. Not as much as most of the stuff that's on that album, but
No, maybe we'll do it again. I'm not gonna tell people. It's gonna be a surprise.
I mean, after this week, I think, probably starting with this week is going to be when we really start writing some of the new material, because we had to concentrate on the tour and the recording, and those took pretty much all of our free time, at least for a portion of the last few months. So now we can finally start writing new material again, and that's going to be good. But unfortunately, we don't have anything like brand new for this show. So
Okay.
Depending if you haven't seen us before, we've got all sorts of things for you
Yeah.
to see.
Awesome. And for a final question, Saber, have you ever felt upstaged by your hair?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you ever will?
We'll see what happens with the mustache.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
All right.
Rock hard or don't rock at all, or something like that.
Should do the big go team venture.
No.
no.
Okay.